Through 5-round fights, you never know exactly what's gonna happen. If the fight goes to the ground, I can see myself taking her neck and putting her away. If the fight stays standing, I'm gonna connect my shin across her face.
I've always entered into the cage thinking, I don't just want to fight and win, I want to finish these girls. I want to make these girls remember that they never want to step into the cage with me again.
Three, two, one. Move, move, move. Harder, harder, harder. Let's go. Finish, 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 finish. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Harder.
My confidence comes from the work that I put in. It comes from knowing the sacrifices that I've made and all of the things that I've gone through up to this point.
Let's go. Got it. Finish, finish, finish.
I didn't ever want to get into the UFC just to be another fighter. I want to be one of the best in the UFC. I want to be one of the greatest to ever have been in the UFC.
Yep, let's go, Macy. Let's go, the champion. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Nice, yep.
I would describe the last 13 months as a huge mental battle of patience.
Here is the oncoming flyweight contender, Macy Barber. Her career seemingly has built methodically to this moment.
My last fight was March 9th of 2024 against Caitlin Zermanara. Overall, I was prepared, but I was not feeling 100% myself. I knew something was off.
Maycee Barber just wades into the fire. When she throws with intent to knock you out.
I knew that I had the capability of finishing her, but I just felt like my body wasn't gonna allow me to go into that last gear. I pulled off a really great decision win, but my neck was so stiff and my head was hurting a lot more than usual. I'm hurting and I'm in pain and I feel terrible. And so I made the decision to go to the emergency room. While I was waiting in the car, I just started shaking uncontrollably, and by the time I got to the hospital, I was like 104 degrees. I was there for what felt like forever, but it was 11 days. The whole time they were just trying to figure out what was going on. They did all kinds of different tests and they didn't have an answer. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die. I remember one night my mom was there at the hospital with me and I was so scared and I just kept looking at her and I was like, I don't want my mom to be here if I don't make it. I don't want to put her through this. Seeing me on oxygen and getting stuck with needles and tested and antibiotics and just like not getting answers. We never really got any answers. Still to this day, we couldn't tell you what I was sick with. Once I got out of the hospital, I was still on the antibiotics and it took several weeks to even come close to being cleared.
That is a great distance. Yes.
The second that I was cleared, I was offered to fight Rose, July 13th, main event in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pass up on that opportunity because I knew that if I won that fight, that would solidify me for the belt. And so I said yes.
Yeah, it's a great distance. It's flow.
I started training, and after several weeks, as time went on, instead of getting better, I started to feel worse. And I started to talk to the coaches and I started to talk to the UFC doctors. And they were saying that if I did have those infections, your spleen and your liver are affected, and that if I got hit in the body, it could potentially kill you. And so we made the decision to pull me from the fight against Rose, which was like probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in all of fighting.
Macy got so upset about her fight versus Rose, but I told her, like, you have to put your health first. It's a hard moment, but always I told her, like, be patient, take the time you need. Soon you healthy, we come back, it's no problem. She's super strong. When she got sick, everybody say, oh, maybe she can come back. She wanna prove she can do it.
I've been training with Coach Guy almost 4 years now. He's been a huge part of my career and my life. He has sacrificed so much to come and help me chase this dream that I can't wait to get the belt and to have him standing right next to me.
I really believe in Maycee. I'm doing my best every day, every second for her. She's happy training here in this city. That's why I come over and say, if you want that, we make this work. Everything for her. That's great.
With this upcoming fight, my opponent is Erin Blanchfield. I think that Erin is a boring fighter because she doesn't have the finishing ability. She has a ground game, and that's really all that there is to her. She's not a well-rounded, exciting fighter. There's no hype behind her. There's no excitement behind her. It's just another fighter. This girl is not dangerous to me. There's not a single part of me that's like, oh, I'm afraid of this girl. I just truly believe that I'm going to dominate in every area. I have the power to put her away, and I've never seen her have power to put anyone away.
I don't think I'm a boring fighter. I think Macy says that about anyone that she doesn't want to fight or she's scared to fight. I can be a catty girl too sometimes. You know, it's kind of fun. I've never had, I guess, this like animosity with someone going into a fight. But you know, it's almost part of the fight game and like bound to happen. We don't really like each other. We kind of had our trash talk back and forth through the years. It's actually a pretty funny history. Years ago, I called her out on Instagram. I was supposed to fight her. Then she pulled out like a couple weeks later. She was talking about how she doesn't fight like behind her and she doesn't need to fight me. I'm like, whatever, she's trying to dodge this fight. And now all these years later, I'm ranked ahead of her. I am younger than her too, and her whole thing in the beginning is that she wanted to be the youngest champ. So I think me kind of moving ahead of her and showing that someone young can do it and she can't is something that kind of always ate at her. Having like all this talk with somebody, you definitely want to, you know, go in there and prove them wrong. So I think it's a little extra layer of motivation. Being able to stay calm, like within all that chaos and not let any of it bother you, I think is a huge benefit. I'm someone who's disciplined, structured, and always trying to reach my potential in whatever I'm pursuing. A lot of my life has been involved in martial arts, and it's been part of me since I was a kid, and it's really formed who I've become. When I started training, I was about 7 years old, and my brother, he just started training, and I went to go watch. And then there was a girl that was a black belt at the gym. I remember going to my dad, and I was like, I didn't know girls could be black belts. I thought that was so cool. I remember like my eyes lit up when I like saw her, and she actually offered me like an introductory class. And then after that, I was hooked, and I was just love training. All through high school, like I knew I wanted to be an MMA fighter and be a pro. I didn't know the exact path yet. I got invited to like the Eddie Bravo Invitational. So I went into that at 18, pretty unknown. I was only like a purple belt. And it was a really big jiu-jitsu competition at the time. Like everyone in the martial arts world knew about it. So I was like, oh, I could use this as like a platform.
This is a very big sign of the future of this sport. These women are going to be around for years and years to come.
Ooh, nicely done by Blanchfield getting on top.
Blanchfield now, she's attacking. She let go of the legs. It's straight. Arms almost straight. It's great. It's great. It's great now.
There's the tap. And that is a wrap. Erin Blanchfield is the first ever women's flyweight champion. Unbelievable.
Winning that entire competition was huge. I always wanted my fighting to speak the loudest for me. The more wins and fights that you have, you just become undeniable. My fighting definitely talks first for me.
Erin Blanchfield, just 22 years old. But a lot of people have been waiting to see what this young woman can do when she gets to the UFC.
That is a talented young lady, and what potential.
That's tight. That's high elbow. That's going to be tough to defend. She got the tap. We got a flyweight contender, ladies and gentlemen.
This Erin Blanchfield, I think, is truly something special. Her ability to compete years beyond her age.
There's the tap.
She has not let on for 1 second that this moment may be too big for her.
She's got it.
How about this? And that's it!
I mean, she's a fighter through and through.
Erin Blanchfield has reached a new level.
Nice. 2, 3, double. Nice. You got it. That's it. Beautiful. It's been amazing watching her progression over the years. It wasn't so much her technique or that, it was her heart. And I knew right away, I was like, all right, there's something special here. Every fight is huge. I think she has a dominant win over Macy. It'll put her in contention. And there's been some trash talking between the two of them. Erin doesn't like the trash talk. She just likes to get the results. Don't worry about everything else. Yes. Don't worry about the complaints, the this and that. You're too short. Just go out there and win.
I think the biggest mistake Macy can make is being overconfident, thinking that I lack in certain abilities. I think it's a fun fight for us to, finally get over all that beef and for the fans. And I think it's a good matchup for me to find a finish.
Beautiful, that's it.
Right back there?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Today is Tina's birthday. Tina is one of my training partners. She's out here from Sacramento, and we're setting up for her birthday because she's away from home, trying to make it special. I just tried to think of every single thing that she liked, and then I was like, okay, let me just get everything that you like and put it on the table, because I don't know what to get you, so I'm just gonna get you everything. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tina. Happy birthday to you. Being back in Denver has made me really happy. I have found a group of people that are amazing humans. We're a family, and I'm truly blessed to have all of them in my life.
My God, Whitey! This is my favorite! Oh, thank you,
You made me cry. You made us all cry. I saw this over there. I love you.
I love you. This is a very sensitive time. You're doing your camp. It's a very hard time. You're coming back. But we all in the same mentality. We want you to succeed. We're here together for a purpose, a bigger purpose. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Well, it's not about me. It's about her. It's about her. I would say what drives me is everything I've gone through in my life and just the chance to be something great.
Watch the armbar. Watch the armbar. The counter to that inverted scoop grip is touching her face. Maybe a little off balancing. Little bucks, yep. Get her to support her base. There you go.
I started in martial arts when I was 3 years old.
Hands in tight.
I grew up with 5 siblings, and we were always competitive.
We're smart with our hands. We're focused on beating those feet.
My parents put us in karate at a really young age.
Keep fighting those hands. You're not in danger of getting choked.
We did it as a family, and it was so much a part of our life that we ended up opening up our own karate gym.
Nice. Shift your head in front of her if you can.
And then eventually my sister and I were full-time instructors in that karate school.
She's gonna keep posting with that hand unless you give that hand something better to do, like cover up her face. There you go.
I transitioned into MMA around the time that I was like 15 or 16.
Keep going, keep going. Nice, good, Macy.
My life has not always been a smooth road. It's been a lot of ups and downs. When I was 6 years old, I was sexually assaulted. And I actually ended up being sexually assaulted again at the age of 16 by the head instructor of the martial arts gym that my family started. He was 33 years old, and it lasted for an entire year. It became a lie that I was living, because when it first started happening, I was told, you can't say anything, we'll lose the gym. That scared me because I had this dream that I was gonna be a fighter, and in the back of my mind, I had this thing of like, okay, if people find out, this whole gym is gonna fall apart, and I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I was so scared of what would happen if I had said something, so I just never said anything. When it first started happening, I was obviously shocked and confused and lost, but eventually I started to take the blame because I never said anything. I was literally living day by day. I think I was just so afraid of people finding out that like that's what my whole life was consumed of. And eventually I started to look at my life as like, this is where I might tear up. I started to think that, I started to wonder if that was all that God had in store for me. And if like that was my only purpose in life. Because it wasn't the first time. I just felt like I was a problem. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be alive. When I got found out, the karate instructor that assaulted me went to jail, and I went back to the gym. You know, my parents taught me to be strong. All of us like just kept moving forward. We had a whole business to run. And that's when I really fell in love with being in the gym. Anytime I could be in the gym, I could just tune everything out and I could just walk away from whatever in life was happening. And then I realized, okay, the more that I'm in the gym for myself, the happier I am. And that is what really just continued my journey into MMA. I used to question God and ask him, why me? Why did you let that happen? And then I shifted it to, why not me? Because I've been given an amazing life, and I've been given a career where I can touch lives and I can help other women. And I can really go and show, like, you can go through some seriously hard times and you can come out and do something great.
And there's the one I'm talking about.
This is like when she was really young. She was in the boys division.
This is the picture I'm talking about where you're like about to get taken down.
Yeah.
That's
like, from like the first competition I ever did.
Yeah.
If you came to my office at work, I have old pictures of Erin with all her fights and everything.
She does.
So
she has been like arm barring people and saying kick. I'm like, how do they even let you have this? Like, you work in HR. Family's important to me because that's like your base. When I told them that I wanted to be an MMA fighter, they were totally behind it. They would get home from work, make dinner quick, and rush me to the gym. bring me to my competitions on the weekends. They were always just super supportive in any way they could be.
Erin did dancing for about 2 years until she got tired, and that's when we put her into jiu-jitsu and grappling and kickboxing with Tiger Showmans. That's what she started everything. And from there, she flourished.
She became determined early on. She would be calling, like telling us months ahead of time, oh, there's a competition coming up in South Jersey. Can we go over there? There's a competition coming up in Manhattan. Can we go over there? You just had this idea in your head and never let go of it.
I think my parents raised me to be a really tough person and to always put my best foot forward. My parents always pushed me in the gym, but then they always told me, like, even when I would lose fights, that I can always improve and they would help me improve. I could tell how much they believe in me. It makes it easier to be confident in myself. My last 3 fights were Talia Santos, Manon Farah, and Rose Namajunas. They were all in the top 5. I'm fighting the best in the world, and I really do get that vision of what to expect. I feel like there's so much to each fight. Going into the Farah fight, my UFC record was 6-0. That fight was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, my home state. All my family and all my friends were able to come. The stakes for that fight was a title eliminator.
Fior has just been too big and strong to let Blanchfield grab a hold of her.
You've got to admire the heart of Erin Blanchfield. Do you know how hard it is over 5 rounds to take damage and punishment and kicks and punches, and she's not stopping.
Fighting the best in the world, you really don't know what it's like till you're in there. I didn't have the best strategy going to that fight. Manon played her game very well. You always need to focus on the positive things, even when the pressure gets high on the fights. I think my family definitely helped me with that, and then helped me like ease my mind and feel better about the future. After a loss, the best way to get over it is winning again. Going into the Rose fight, I was like, I'm not losing 2 in a row. Like, I do not want to be that person.
Tonight she has a massive opportunity. If she wins this one, it doesn't matter that she lost the one prior, because this will outweigh anything she's done in the past.
I needed that experience with someone like her. I think just coming off of that loss and then having another tough 5-round fight right after that, being able to win that on top of it, definitely helped boost my confidence. I feel like I'm gaining my experience. I've never strayed away from a fight, and I think that's going to be to my benefit in the future. I want to show the world my dominance and everything that I have improved throughout like the last couple of years fighting at the top 5 in the division. I'm going to be a lot more sound in there and have the experience in those 5 rounds. So like when it gets to that nitty-gritty, I'm going to be there and I'm going to know what to do. I do think this is a title eliminator fight. We're both top girls in the division. I'm number 4, she's number 5. I'm fighting competition that literally can't get better, so I feel like it's only to my benefit. I feel like a dominant finish over someone like Maycee just puts me right back in that title picture.
Look at the things that I've been able to accomplish. I have a mentality that is unbreakable, and I feel like there's so much more work to be done. I can relax and I can enjoy the moment after I have a belt around my waist.
She hasn't fought the absolute best in the division when they're on the top of their game. She's always dodging fights. Anyone can try to talk their way to a title. I genuinely want to be the best, not just because I want to get a headline. My drive's always been being able to fight my way to a title so I can catch that title and hold on to it.